Hi, I'm Patrice Barrett. I'm coming to you from my studio at the Nest Arts Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm a painter and a printmaker, and today I'd like to show you a process called thermofax printing. Thermofax is a photocopying technique that was developed in the 1950s, and it's used to burn screens onto a plastic mesh or a silk mesh, similar to silk screening, but a little bit less chemical of a process. Here are some examples of thermofax screens that I've produced before. The image with the cat is the one we're going to be producing today. So let's get started. First, what we do is to set up our screen. You can see I have the grid here, and I'm going to match these mark lines up to the grid to make sure that the paper and the image are centered with each other. Now I want to tape it down really securely with a nice big piece of tape. Make a nice hinge, solid. And the reason for that is you don't want your screen to flap around when you flip it back and forth to run your colors. Next we put watercolor paper. I like the 140 pound, like a wove finish watercolor paper. It's nice like a cardstock. So that goes under the screen and matches up with the grid that you have. And this is your first layer, and I'm going to use the blue on the first layer. It's acrylic, it's soft body, because generally hard body acrylics and oils are a little bit too unviscous to push through the screen. So I'm going to put a little bead of color here. I'm going to put a little bead of color here over the artwork, if I can see it. And then I'm going to take my squeegee, and with both hands so that it's really stable, I'm going to push that paint through the screen kind of slowly with a little bit of pressure. And then I'm going to put my squeegee aside, and let's see what we have. All right, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Now we're going to put that aside because we want to dry. We do all of our colors at the same time. That's not good. We do the same color for each passing that we're doing. And I don't have to put more color. You can see I have enough paint on there to push through, but I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Let's see what we got now. Oh, another good one. Put that to dry. Now that the first passes are dry, we can start on our second color. We're going to do, re-register our paper here. We're going to get our screen going. This is the second color, which is a black cat. And I want to match up my screen with my artwork now that I know it's centered on the paper. And that looks pretty good. Once again, I'm going to hinge the screen down nice and tight. So that it doesn't wobble. And I'm going to use my black soft body acrylic paint. I'm going to put a bead up here. It doesn't want to come out. And a bead here. Now it looks like I'm putting paint over the other color, but you have to remember that this is just the screen. Alright. I'm going to grab my squeegee, and I'm going to pull which I've cleaned the blue from the previous passes off. And I'm going to make sure okay, this one's going to be a little bit messy. Well, let's see what we got. Not too bad. I missed a little bit of section on his tail, but we can maybe fix that at a later time. I'm going to switch to a different paint because that is obviously running out. So I have my second sheet in, and I lay my screen down. There's not enough paint on this one to just use the same, so I'm going to lay some new paint. Sometimes it's a little hard to see on the second pass where you are. Alright, grab my squeegee. And I'm going to start pulling down the paint. Kind of slow, but a little bit firm too. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's much better. That's a much better pass. Well, I'm on a roll today. This is great. I do think I have enough paint now, so I'm going to start from the other direction and pull this way. Just to conserve some paint and see what happens. And another good one. All right, now it's dry time. Okay, this is our third and final pass. Let's keep our fingers crossed for success all across the board. I'm going to use my guide here. And I'm going to take my third screen and match it up with the rest. I can just see the kind of the outline of it there. So I'm going to match my screen here. Sometimes it takes a little finagling, but that's okay. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to make my hinge. Make sure it's secure so that it flaps. Yep, that's good. All right, last color here. I really only need it from here down, so I'm just going to lay my bead of paint right in there. Okay, I've cleaned off my squeegee and dried it from the black paint. I'm going to pull this pink color down, a little good pressure. And there we go. Now let's see what we got. Beautiful. We have a winner. That's great. Again, I'm going to lay more color. I don't think there's quite enough paint on there to pull all the way down. Yep, okay. Okay. black paint on my squeegee. Let's see how this... Another good pass. It's a little bit off register, but I don't mind that. I think it gives it a little bit more character. Okay, I think I have enough paint on my squeegee. Let's see what we got. It's always a surprise. It's a present every time. Okay. That one's a little off too, but I don't mind. The nice thing about the print process is, in this instance, it doesn't have to be perfect. So that is how we do thermofax screen printing. If you'd like to see more of my artwork, please go to www.patricebarrettarts.com. Thanks for being here today.